Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Halton Hills Housing Update. So we had an incredible week last week. It was our busiest week of 2020 and I'm pretty excited to share the numbers with you this week. If you had told me a month ago that by the end of June we were going to be busier than we were pre-COVID, I don't think that I would have believed it. I knew we had momentum going, but it definitely feels busier than pre-COVID right now. So I think the next couple months are going to be bananas. Let's take a look at what happened this week. So this week in Georgetown, we had 30 properties sell. Of those 30, which is a huge number to begin with, 12 of them sold over asking, and some of them significantly over asking. So we definitely have a seller's market happening right now. The good news for the higher price point is 8 of those properties were over $1 million. So we've seen a slow pickup of our higher price points because it was kind of dead in the water there for a while, but we are right back into that price point moving again. In terms of new listings this week, there was 32 new listings, but 9 of them were relists. So only 21 new properties entering the market. So although 21 new listings is technically a higher number than what we were seeing, when our sales are at 30 units in a week, we are definitely on the verge of an inventory crisis here. In Acton this week, we had 6 properties sell, which is a good number for there. Things seem to be really moving in Acton still. We did have 9 new listings. So this is the first week in a while that we had our listings outpace our sales, but I think Acton needed it. So we'll continue to watch that. In Glen Williams this week, we had 1 property sell and 1 new listing. Nothing happened in Limehouse this week. In Rural, we had 3 properties sell this week, but something that hasn't happened in a long time. We had no new listings in the Rural market. So that's good news for Rural that things seem to be moving again. And with no new listings entering the market, hopefully that's going to help with the high inventory that we're seeing there. So let's look at active listings right now. We are down significantly this week to 127 active listings. Of those 127, 22 of them are sitting in the sold conditional status, so not a lot of stuff available. In Georgetown, our inventory is down to 76 active listings. Where we saw a significant drop this week was in the listings over $1 million like we talked about. All the other price points seem to be fluctuating from, 1 or 2 listings up and down, and there's a lot of sales happening in our under $1 million price points. So it's not surprising, but none of them are sticking out as a real opportunity for buyers. In Acton, as predicted, based on the numbers this week, our inventory is up to 20 active listings. So with Glen Williams this week, we are sitting at 9 active listings. The interesting thing when you look at the last 6 weeks is we have seen some properties move in the Glen, but they have basically all been new listings. So the inventory that's sitting there at 9 is kind of the same inventory we've been seeing since April and May. So anything new coming up is getting a lot of action and some of the stuff is just sitting there. Granted, it is a higher price point. A lot of those are over 1.5 million. It's just going to be interesting to watch if those properties begin to move as the market gets busier or if we're just going to see the new listings kind of come and go in the Glen. Limehouse this week is at 2 active listings and Rural is down to 20 active listings. But the interesting thing with Rural is there is not a single Rural property available under $1 million. So again, those price points are always slower to catch up. So I do think with the inventory problem we're gonna have in town, I think that we're gonna start to see Rural continue to move. So the market continues to hop along. If you are a buyer and are thinking you were gonna wait around for a deal, I wouldn't do that. If you are a seller and you've been worried about putting your home on the market because it's not gonna sell due to COVID, I would put it on the market. There is just a lot of buyers out there and there's a lot of multiple offers happening. So if you have a good property and you price it correctly, it's almost a shoo-in to sell pretty quickly. So we'll keep watching these numbers, but so far, really good signs for the recovery of the real estate market. Have a great week, everyone.